So we're live. I don't think I've ever been live on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube, but here we are. I'm super pumped to do this. I figured I would do this live because otherwise, usually I would just record a video and then I post it up. But I wanted to just come out, raw and answer a lot of the questions that I get, daily in my emails and on the comments here about hair systems. And first and foremost, look at my hair right now. This is like me not getting ready. I have not brushed my hair. This is like bedhead, you might say. It's a little after noon, my local time. And yeah, today I'm a little sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I don't normally sound like this. Yeah, or at least it sounds weird to me because, it sounds, it's different. But this is like my normal everyday hair. Like I haven't done anything. I haven't styled it. You can see it's a little, what's this thing doing here? I don't know. But I wanted to just come just real with you guys because a lot of you guys really want change and you want to do something different, but you have all the questions and all the fears and insecurities start popping up and all that stuff. And I figured, today, this afternoon, I'm just going to be recovering, trying to get healthier, and I'm drinking my health drinks and all that stuff. And I just want to share with you some FAQs, some frequently asked questions, and just give you the real truth. Okay, so the first things first is, how do I know I'm ready for a hair system? I get this question a lot in varying degrees and methods, but how do I know I'm ready? Like, this shows up like, yeah, I'm doing research, and I haven't really talked to my friends or family about it. How would you do that, right? So the question really boils down to, are you even ready for it? And here's what I say. Disregard anything that's external to you, right? What other people think, what your coworkers think, your family, your neighbor, like the guy at the gym that you like, or the girl at the gym, or whatever. Forget all that noise. The question that you get to answer is am I ready to make change today? When you answer that question, some other things start to pop up. Some people are wrestling with the idea of doing a hair transplant or micropigmentation or hair fibers or. Hair systems are the fastest, most effective way to get hair back on your head. Hands down. Transplant, there's surgery and planning and time and healing and all that stuff. Micropigmentation, kind of the same thing, a little bit shorter time frame, but you don't get a full head of hair. Hair fibers, you're just kind of covering up the problem. And so hair systems are immediate. You order from a manufacturer, or you work with somebody like myself that will send you a free hair system to your doorstep. Well, you can have your hair on and a full head of hair, kind of like my messy little crop top here, in a matter of a day or two, or a few days, depending on shipping and all that stuff, right? It's fast. So are you ready to have hair now? Are you ready for change now? And if the answer is no, that's okay. That just means, hey, we're not quite ready for that. Or if you have some other kind of hang up, it just may not be the right timing for you. But if you say, yeah, I'm actually ready for it, that's a good indication that getting some hair on your head is, something that we should be looking at. Another question that I get often is, what kind of hair system? And I'll tell you, I've tried a lot. This one here is a very unique one. This one is the Tyler system by Levivid. They claim that this one can last up to a year, which is really, really cool. And I've had this one for a few months now, and I will say I've not seen excessive shedding or anything like that. But the base type, I think, is the first thing to look at. Okay, is it a polyurethane or a thin skin, or a poly, sometimes referred to? I'm a big fan. Like, if you're a first-time hair system wearer, I would suggest going with a polyurethane thin skin kind of system, only because, to me, to a lot of people that I know, it's the easiest to get involved with. You can use tape, which is way more manageable than like a liquid adhesive that gets kind of messy. It's easier to remove, easier to clean, easier to maintain. And that way you kind of you build the muscle of wearing a hair system and the maintenance, removing, cleaning, reattaching. So a polyurethane system would be the first thing I would recommend. And then explore a lace of some sort, just for the contrast, so you can kind of see what the difference is. The reason why I don't go with lace, or I wouldn't suggest it, is because it can be a little bit trickier to maintain and to clean and to just live with. I think a poly is way simpler, way easier than anything else. This one here actually is lace in the front and on the top, and a polyurethane around the sides and back, which is really unique, but I'm testing this one out. And I will say for me, polyurethane is way more comfortable. I never have questions on like if I'm gonna be comfortable in a polyurethane hair system, but lace can get a little itchier for me. It doesn't breathe any differently. I mean, for some people that might be true. For me, it's scientific. Heat will escape through material. Like my shirt, if I take it off right now, it's not cold to the touch. It's my body temperature, right? The body heat is passing through the material. So I don't sweat more with a polyurethane system at all. The heat just kind of transfers through. That's just a different thing. It's way more comfortable for me. So I'd recommend that for you. Second is, how do I figure out hair color? Okay, so for me, I actually went through two different colors, base colors. A number one, actually three. A number one, a number two, and a number three. Number one was way too dark. Number three was a little too light for me. And number two is it for me. So this color here is a 220, I believe. I believe this one's a 220. It looks like it. Maybe a 230, I can't remember. But for me, you want to lock in the hair color. And how do you do that? Well, if you're not doing a consultation with a professional like myself or a barber or somebody that specializes in hair systems, you can actually order a hair color sample from most manufacturers. They'll actually just send it right to you. It comes on a little ring, and there's all the different colors. And you kind of hold it up to your hair, in different lighting and see what works and see what you like. Again, this is like bedhead right here, guys. Like, this is just what it looks like, and I'm being self-conscious a little bit of it. But yeah, they can send you hair samples and you can test it out. So that's super, super easy. And then a big question: what was the biggest difference after wearing hair? After wearing a hair system, I'll tell you. For me, it's confidence. I'm gonna put this down here so I don't have to hold it. The biggest thing, and I really want to drill this into you, is the confidence. I will tell you, when I first got it on, it was during like COVID time. It was like 4 years ago. COVID just kind of kicked off. I had ordered my hair system, and I had a stylist that I met that was willing to come to my home and install and cut the hair system. And in a matter of an hour and a half, you guys, 90 minutes, I went from bald, insecure guy that shaved his head for a decade, right? And I looked okay with rocking that look, to I could not stop looking in the mirror, like running my hands through my hair, saying to myself that this is like a new lease on life. This was almost like the permission slip to kind of live as a different version of myself. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you guys, but I had already internally been making these plans and shifts and, leaving old patterns in the past. And I was making these changes. And this was another like external signal that I was making and committing to those changes. And so when I got the hair on, my confidence went through the roof. And at the time, I was single. And so as a single man who was interested in exploring the opposite sex and, heavy on the sex, I don't know why I said that. But I had way more confidence. I remember I had met, a friend of mine who had been single introduced me to like the whole singles community. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in with this new version of myself, not the old version. Who's a little self-conscious, who doesn't like the way he looks in the mirror, hasn't been working out, hasn't been taking care of himself, puts himself on the back burner. I'm actually this man who really loves himself enough to put in the work and the effort and the consistency and develop the discipline and develop these things so that I can become the version of myself that I want. Hair is now just a signal that I'm doing it. And I was invited to a Halloween party or some sort of party. I don't remember what it was. And I showed up. I had my hair freshly cut. I had like a nice shirt on. I walk in, I swear that the heads turned and I saw eyes on me. The way that I walked in was very different than everyone else kind of sheepishly walking in. I don't know anybody. Oops, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. I'm awkward. I know. I walked in there and I was like, hey, what's up? Who are you? What's your story? And this bubbly personality, this more extroverted version of myself that I knew existed in there, which was confident, playful, interested in connecting with people, going deeper than topical surface level BS showed up, and I connected with some amazing people there, and just had a lot of fun. Let's say it was a lot of fun, and it just reinforced this idea that I can shift and I can change and I can increase and grow and do all these cool things. And so for you, this might sound weird. This might sound like you're a one-off case. I'm going to tell you, I know hundreds of guys that wear hair systems, hundreds now through YouTube, right? Guys that email me, guys that join our subscription, have done consultations with me. I've sent them a hair system. They've gotten it cut in. The first thing that they always send me a picture or a video back, like, dude, I freaking feel phenomenal. You're not kidding about confidence. I didn't know what you meant until I did it. And I'm trying my best to convey this to you. So if you're on the fence, the confidence level goes through the roof, okay? We start showing up, and it's a signal. It's not just an external signal. It's a signal to us that, yes, we can make it happen. We can do the thing. That is confidence. Confidence isn't just some manufactured thing. False confidence is like bravado, right? Or it can come across douchey, right? You can come across as a jerk when it's fake. Confidence is almost like a signal to yourself that I do what I say I'm going to do. That's pretty much it. So this is why people say make your bed first thing in the morning, not just so it can look good or do anything. It's just I commit to doing this in the morning. I did it, boom. I do what I say I'm going to do, and that's a confidence. So when I go to the gym, I know people are watching me. Why? Because I'm not just there doing a little curl with weights that are too light, not going to change my body or my mentality or any of these things. No, I load up on some weight, not unhealthily, not to be dangerous, and I'm working it. You can see it on my face. I'm not a pretty boy in the gym. I'm working it. And guess what? I'm seeing some size. Hopefully this isn't braggy or weird or anything like that. My arms have not been this size ever in my life. And it's not just about size. It means I'm actually stronger. Why? Because I have the confidence to show up in a gym with other people, and I could feel self-conscious and all these things. Yes, I can feel self-conscious and I can get the work done now. I used to go to the gym and kind of like hope nobody looks at me. I'm just going to do everything that everyone else is doing. And now when I go to the gym, people are watching. Kids come up to me and are like, dude, I've never seen that move before. What is that? I'm like, oh, this does this. And because I study now, I'm obsessed with my health and my relationships and my mentality and my personal development enough so I can explain this. People are actually asking me questions about this. Guys, a decade ago, I was not the guy you'd be asking advice from. I'd be the guy you're taking notes on what not to do. I had a failed marriage. I was not taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, I probably said all these things twice, but you get what I'm saying? Hair isn't going to just give you the confidence. It's just saying, I am who I think I am. I do what I say I'm going to do. And for most of you watching out here, you just need a reminder that your identity or who you think you are is accurate. If you think you're a piece of crap nobody, you're going to do things that align with a piece of crap nobody. You're going to have the habits that support you being a piece of crap nobody. And I hope this doesn't come across harsh. This is coming from one of, if that's your mentality, that I've been there. I have been that person, right? And so at the end of the day, if we can just shift 1 degree and say, you know what? If I can be if I can choose to feel like this, and maybe this is mediocre, average, numb, apathetic, blah. If I can choose this, or I can feel like this crappy and crummy about myself, I want you to recognize the power in that. The power in that says that you can do the exact opposite. As simple as that sounds. There's no 5-step process. You don't really need a hurrah from Mikey, right? It's just understand that it's all true and it's all the same. So if it is true, what holds us back? For me, a hair system was like the biggest, boldest thing I could say, like an FU to the version of myself that I did not want to associate with. And I changed the identity that I am a person that can do big things. I've created shitty outcomes and results in my life. Why can't I just do the other? Why don't I just do that? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come out swinging. I'm a bald guy. I don't want to be a bald guy anymore. A hair system, would that make me feel like I'm progressing? Yes. It's time. Is this the right solution? Yes. I want it faster. I don't want surgery on my scalp. I don't want fibers on my thin hair. I don't want micropigmentation because I actually want hair. I don't want the illusion of hair. I don't want a 5 o'clock shadow look. I want hair. So I made the decision, put it in my cart after 6 months of having it in my cart and doing all the things and watching all the videos. And I bought the thing. It showed up a week later. I had it cut in the next day and change occurred. I'm telling you, this is a usual story. And look at my hair. It's not perfect. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, my hair is looking crazy. And I'm like, hell yeah, it is. That's called bedhead. That's called morning hair. And I haven't had that in decades, like a decade plus. So it's pretty freaking cool. And so now it's unlocked a whole new level of myself that I didn't realize existed. And so my point in saying all these things is that all the little questions we can have about what base type and what color and what manufacturer and where should I go and all of these things, I'm going to tell you it's kind of a cover up. It's a smoke screen for, am I the man or person that's capable of making big change in the face of any other story I create for myself? Because that's what it is. We're creating whatever resistance you have, it's self-inflicted. I can't tell you how many people that I thought were haters that would make fun of me or say weird things about my hair behind my back, that secretly or not so secretly could never see themselves making big change in their life. And therefore, what happens? It's like, oh my God, who does he think he is? He's got like fake hair on his head. And I'm like, lady, from the person that goes tanning and wears nails and has extensions and eyelashes and makeup, I'm sorry, but I cannot take you seriously. I just can't. I cannot believe for a second that you actually think there's a problem with this. I think for real, there's a problem inside of you, and you're reflecting and projecting on me. And how beautiful it is when we as men, and I'm assuming I see the data. A lot of you are men. How beautiful is it when men get to be solid again, do the things that are good for them, empowering to them, so they can take care of the people in their lives. I think that's what's missing oftentimes in a lot of society, at least here in the Western culture. We soften up and pretend to be something that we're not, and it doesn't really yield the result we're looking for, does it? Sorry, it just doesn't. And so for me, when I get to be 100% myself, which is what I'm doing now, this is why I went live, something else happens. It unlocks some of you, okay, to say, you know what? He's freaking right. Let's get after it. And you, over the course of the next 4 years, because it's been 4 years for me next month wearing hair system, make some big changes. And maybe make a YouTube channel, or at least you integrate with your communities more or your families more. And maybe you unlock a couple people. And those two people unlock two people. And those two people unlock two people. And it's a whole network marketing scheme of us helping people to grow. So it's not really just hair, is it? It's something bigger than that. And I really am trying to do this in all areas of my life. To give you some context, I'm also a business owner, and I also have my family and my community that I'm a part of. And I am this way with all of them. Ask my daughter, she's like, here comes a lesson. It's like something happened at school. I'm going to ask her questions and, how did that make you feel? And why do you think that happened? And what can we learn from that? And what does that mean about you? Right? Because I want her to start thinking in a very specific way, because I know that little girl is going to be powerfully equipped to unlock other people. And so anyway, that's my thing. It doesn't have to be your thing, but it might be. So Q&A, is it worth it? The worst hair day that I have is better than any thin day that I've ever had. And that's pretty cool. So guys and gals, freaking love you. I'm going to end this now. It's about 20 minutes. I appreciate some of you watching live even. But if you're watching this on a replay, I think you can add comments and stuff like that. Please do. Drop your questions here. I'm going to start healing up a little bit more. Feeling better today than I have in the last week or so. which is good timing. I've got a big week ahead. And I wish the best for you. Whether we get to work together in the Good Hair Day consultations that we do, where I can walk you through this whole process in an hour-long Zoom call. You and me, we just get to jam, and I get to ask you a few questions about hair and life, and then I would love to send you a hair system at the end of that consultation. We send a free hair system through every one of those consultations. That's kind of my way of disrupting a little bit in the industry. A lot of people like to charge $800, $1,000 US to do a consultation and get a hair system. But I know I'm not knocking it. It's just they have to make profit, and they're buying retail, and they have to make a profit on top of these things. I actually have a relationship with the manufacturers, so I get a crazy price on it. So when you actually buy a consultation slot, yes, it covers my time for the hour, but then I can just at cost send you a hair system. So and I'm happy to do that. But it's after 4 years of putting out a lot of content and having hundreds of thousands of views on these videos. The manufacturers love to, have me as a kind of a partner that way. And so it's been really cool. So anyway, if you need help, you can check out the link to the consultation on any of these videos. Good Hair Day is the name of it. I just say it's always a good day to have a good hair day. And for me, it's just, hair is just the top. It's just the external stuff. The real change, the real good is in here. So I wish you nothing but the best. Freaking love all your support. You've blown up some of these videos. One of them has like 170,000 views or something crazy like that. And a couple thousand subscribers now, which is cool. I don't really track that stuff. It's not really the reason why I put this stuff out there. I just really believe that a lot of us are stuck in hair system mode, and we're stuck in a few other ways. And if I can wink, wink, help you with hair systems, maybe wink, wink, I can help you in other ways. So let's get after it. All excuses aside, turn those excuses into the reason why you do whatever you're doing. Wish you guys the best. Love you. Talk to you soon. Now I got to figure out how to end this live. There's no end button on this. It's my first time. Aragon, thank you. Appreciate that. Joseph, I didn't even see these comments, guys. I was locked in. I apologize. Appreciate that. Yeah, let's get after it. It's time. I think there's a little X on the screen, so I'm going to hit it. Hopefully it doesn't delete this whole thing. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.